Hey everybody, welcome back. More Punch Club coming at you. And I don't have enough for any of those skills. I think... how is this going? Am I not scheduled for the tournament thing? I thought I was. Am I forgetting something? Did I just lose and I forgot about that? That's for the playoff? I'm ready. Too early. Okay, I guess I must have just lost and I didn't remember. It happens. I need to work on my stamina so I can have that high enough to where my energy doesn't run out. I need to spar with him. Right, that's what I was about to do. I was about to spar. So let's beat him up. Shouldn't take long. Oh. Yep, that's slow. I thought I was literally going in slow motion for a second. Also, wow. Quicker and quicker every time. Let's get some stamina going. That guy's little hand is still getting to me. How he sticks his hand out like that. It just... something about it. He's lifting with style. I was looking at like release dates for stuff coming out this year, and I just realized that the Nintendo Switch is coming out in March, like only a few months away. That's gonna be out, and they've still released like hardly any information about it. And I don't know if I'll get it, but I think it could be good. It's a very strange, I don't know if it's a very interesting choice on Nintendo's part. I can kind of see the logic, and at the same time I can't, because it's like the Wii U didn't do very well, but on the other hand, the DS and 3DS, they're doing great. Like, they're doing amazingly well. And, right, at least, unless my information is wrong, I'm pretty sure that's the case still. That, yeah, but, so it's, I kind of see their thinking of like, well, since the DS is doing so well, our handheld system, let's just turn our console, our home console, into a handheld. But at the same time, you could think about it in reverse and say, like, isn't it kind of strange when your only successful console is a handheld, and now you're turning it into a home console? So I think either it's going to do extremely well, or it's going to flop, and they're going to go out of business. I don't think there's going to be a middle ground here. But I could be wrong, because it seems like Nintendo does crazy shit every single release cycle, and nothing happens ever. Like, we're working out. You know what I mean? It kind of seems like they can get away with anything. They have like supreme luck or something. And no matter what they do, no matter how crazy it is, they still scrape by. Which is fun. I mean, it makes for a fun... I mean, the stuff they do is a lot more interesting to talk about than Sony or Microsoft. Microsoft especially. I was actually, speaking of Sony, I'm surprised how many games actually came out for the PS4 recently. I still don't have one and don't plan on buying one because it's too expensive, and there still aren't a lot of games that I want to play, but there are an increasing amount, and it's surprising because the PS4 was really just early on in this sort of console cycle. I think a lot of people got convinced to buy a PC, or surprisingly a Wii U, because it was like, okay, I can play say I want to play game X, I can play it on Xbox, I can play it on PS4 and it'll be basically the same, or I can play it on PC and it will be better, and that's it. You know, there weren't really any big exclusives. Xbox had like what, Sunset Overdrive, and PS4 early on, I can't think of, just Bloodborne. It had Bloodborne, and that was enough for some people. That's why people called it the Bloodborne machine, because that sold it. That's what sold them. That's what sold the console. And outside of that, I mean, why would you get one? It didn't have anything else. I want to play Bloodborne. I mean, I really enjoyed Dark Souls, but somehow I still haven't played 2 and 3. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I do really want to play Bloodborne too. But I don't have a PS4, and it wasn't really worth it to get it for just one game. The Xbox One still hasn't gotten any more exclusives, really, that I know about. Any big ones. Except maybe is Dead Rising 4 exclusive? I don't know. But the PS4 actually has, and I'm surprised by it to a large degree. I didn't think they would turn it around, but it's actually becoming a console that's somewhat worth it. But I still think is not quite there. Because there's Persona 5 I want to play, kind of. I'm not the biggest fan. I've talked about Persona before. But I'm not the biggest fan. I think it's interesting enough that I'd like to play it. If I had a PS4, I would get it. It's not even out yet, though. And Bloodborne. And then other than that, it's just like weeb shit, which can sometimes be fun, but is not enough for me to buy the console. You know? But actually, that was what I was going to get to, is the surprising winner, especially early on, of all the consoles, was the Wii U. The Wii U had the most unique exclusives and games. It didn't have a lot of games, and it didn't have all the games that most people, you know, like, it didn't have the big games that multi-platforms, and it didn't sell well, despite the games it had. But if I was going to buy one of them, and I did, if I was going to buy one console out of all the three of them, it'd be the Wii U. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It was the only one that had anything different going on. And, I mean, think of it this way, and this is kind of how I looked at it. If I didn't have a good gaming PC, and I've got a pretty decent one, but if I didn't, and I wanted to play, and I was looking to buy a new console, the choice, like I said before, everything on the PS4 and the Xbox, especially early on, you could get the same thing but better on PC. So why wouldn't I just do that? I mean, building a good PC doesn't cost much more than a console nowadays. So that's just a better choice. There's no two ways about it. But the Wii U, I can't play any of those games on PC. So it's really just a choice between, do I want a PC or do I want a Wii U? I ended up getting both because, you know, they have enough different things going on that it's worth getting both of them. But that's another thing, is that, oh wow, I didn't knock him out. That's strange. The Wii U had unique games, but no one bought it, it seems like. Which kind of, I don't like that. Because Nintendo's gonna have to make decisions based on money. And I know they don't always do that, because I think they're just crazy. But that's, at some point, they're going to have to make decisions based off of cash, or they're going to go under. And I can very much see that second possibility happening. I'm not saying one's more likely than the other. If anything, I think them going under might be more likely than them actually making logical decisions. But the problem is, it's kind of stuck in this situation. If people aren't buying good games, right? And Wii U had some good games. I mean, the Wii U had Splatoon. It had Mario Maker. It had that 3D Mario World game, which was surprisingly good. I really enjoyed it. It had Bayonetta 2, which is crazy. It had Wonderful 101, which is amazing, right? It's got all these... Pikmin 3 was okay. It had that, though. And it just had all these games that you could not get anywhere else. And they were different, and they were fun, and they were good games. But people didn't buy the console. And so you have to wonder what Nintendo's thinking about when they see that. Because if if it was me, I put all this work into these games and getting this console and this new idea and everything, I think my thinking after it fails would be like, well, people don't like new things, and they don't like different games. Maybe we should just make an Xbox. You know? Because that'll sell. That's what'll sell. That's what people want. Let's get something that can play COD in here. And that's bad. I don't want Nintendo to do that, because then I miss out on fun games. I don't, if I wanted to play COD, I'd just buy I have a PC. I just play it on that, honestly. I don't think it's exclusive or anything. But, not that I play it. I really don't. I like the arcade shooters more. Doom or something like that. Plus, those games are expensive. But, I need to eat. But yeah, so I don't want them to do that, but on the same hand, in the same way, if they don't do that, and they just completely ignore what people buy, they're gonna go under. So it's like, it might come down to, do I want a Nintendo that exists but is terrible, or one that doesn't exist? And I think some people have actually thought about for a while what might happen to Nintendo, what might happen to them, is that they just, is basically what happened to Sega, which would be a strange irony. But so they just have to shut down making consoles, and then they just start making games. And I don't know if that would be the worst thing for Nintendo. I think that would, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. I mean, it'd be very strange. But they'd probably still make some good games, so that would be at least the best scenario out of those options. And other than that, I mean, but again, Nintendo somehow made it this far, making strange decisions. I mean, just bonkers. So, I mean, based on history, they'll do just fine, you know? They'll look like they're about to go under over and over again, and they'll never go down. They'll make strange business decisions that infuriate their stockholders, and that won't matter. And then the other thing that scares me, though, not just the Wii U not selling well. No, I need more. Stop. It takes forever to stop. The other thing is that Pokemon Go did so well, and now it seems like they might be sort of looking into that mobile market, and that's smart. I have to, like, I can't deny that they'd make a lot of money if Pokemon Go is any indication. Although it might have just been a one-off thing. You can't really, I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket. But it's hard. It would be hard to blame them if they went into the mobile market. Clearly, there's a lot of money to be made there. But I think most people who buy Nintendo games, I don't know about that. I don't know. Let me rephrase that. Me in particular, I would be upset about that because I have no interest in mobile games in the least. I didn't play Pokemon Go. I take that. I played it for like a second. And I got bored immediately. It's just dumb. It's the same as one of those like alternate reality games that you could get on your phone already. I mean, they already existed, and there were better ones even. Not that the genre itself has a lot of room for good game design, but there were better ones even than Pokemon Go before Pokemon Go came out. It's just the fact that it was Pokemon. So I don't know. But I mean, what I'm saying is that sold well. They might go all in on that. I could see that. Although I guess the fact that they're even making the switch is evidence that they're gonna stick with, consoles. So that's nice, because I'd like them to stick with consoles. We'd never get crazy things like a handheld with 2 screens. Why do you need 2 like that? If Nintendo didn't exist, that would never happen. The PS Vita, or the PSP and the PS Vita, the direct competitors, they didn't put in 2 screens because why would we put in 2 screens? Why would you need 2 screens? But it worked great. You had like a lot of good games that used the 2 screens. And then you had the Wii U, which is the same sort of idea, but somehow didn't work as well, which is even crazier in a way. I don't know, just stuff like that. Or the N64. Why has it got 3 things to hang on to? I know this is like an old joke, and like it gets a little old, but it really is like, why is there the little thing in the middle? I mean, I know why. I mean, it's so that you can kind of use it in different ways. It actually makes some amount of sense, but at the same time, really? Like, that's what we're doing? Like, who pitched that one? Also, this is... okay. I thought it was going good for a while, and it's not. Okay. Well. I guess what I'm trying to say is I have no idea what's going to happen to Nintendo. But it'll be fun, and I hope they stick around for a long time, because it's just fun to watch. I mean, even if it'll either be fun to watch in the way that they'll make good games and they'll be very entertained, or it'll be fun to watch in the way a car crash is. So, either way, I hope they stick around, and it's a good time. And like I was saying, the other consoles just aren't interesting. You know, it's either it's good or it's bad. But with like Nintendo stuff, it's a little more nuanced than that. It's the Wii U isn't bad, but it's, you know, you could make an argument it's not good either. It's kind of gimmicky, and the gimmick doesn't really work. And some of the games that take advantage of it don't do it very well because it's kind of hard to look at. You can't look at both screens at the same time, and there's a lot of problems. But it's interesting. It's not just a PS4. Okay, more strength training or berserker. If you're 30 or less health, you deal more damage. I like that, and I want to get this too because I deal even more damage. I'm liking that. Oh, and that's just a thing. Yeah, okay, that's just a trait. Pretty low on health. What was I just talking about? Healed health? Right, pizza. Pizza heals health, as everyone knows. The health food of tomorrow. Isn't it funny how some foods are coming back as health foods that, like, we were just told were terrible for you? Not pizza, obviously. That's not really coming back as anything. But, like pork rinds. Pork rind, have you heard that pork rinds is considered a health food now? Because it's, no carbs. I eat them. I love pork rinds. I've always liked pork rinds. But now, but people used to, like, make fun of, because I don't know if you know this, but, George W. Bush, that was like his big snack was pork rinds, and people made fun of him like, oh, he's just some hillbilly idiot eating pork rinds, like killing himself. And then we find out like years later, like, oh, you know, pork rinds aren't that bad for you. They're actually like a way better alternative to potato chips or anything like that. And it's like, oh, well, not rethinking my position on George W. Bush, but maybe I'm rethinking my position on his snack foods. He might have known what he was talking about. Maybe we should have listened to his other things. I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's what am I doing? I guess I needed to heal. It's interesting stuff like that, or fat, just fat in general. Low fat diets were a big thing, and now we're finding out like that's not good for you at all. Like that is just not good. Like, and I think it has to do with just there should be a different name for fat on your body and fat dietary. Like dietary fat versus body fat. I think they should have different names. Or there should at least, people should understand that there's a distinction between those two. Because there's kind of the idea, people think like, oh, this has a lot of fat in it, so therefore I am going to get fat. That's not really how it works. Wow, okay. I'm liking that. But, you know, like that's not really, it's not really as one-to-one as that. It's not, you know, you shouldn't be avoiding fat. And in fact, if any, you know, like paleo or keto or any of those kind of diets have shown us anything, it's that you're probably not eating enough of it. And you're probably eating too much carbs. And that's kind of a strange thing in itself too. I don't think anyone ever thought, well, maybe, but I certainly didn't expect to be hearing bread isn't good for you. And I'm not talking about gluten, I'm just talking about carbs. The gluten thing I think is a little overblown, but I think that's just my natural skepticism towards any of these sort of fads. Yeah, at least we're staying on topic here. We're playing a fitness game, we're talking about food. But it is interesting. Or how... and it's funny how people sometimes don't budge on it. And they'll just keep doing what they're doing. Or they'll just make... I guess what I'm trying to lead into the story. I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's a story. Well, it's still going on. I mean, years ago, like in the early years of McDonald's, they fried all of their food in animal fat. I think they did it in lard, if I remember, but it might have maybe tallow. It's the same sort of thing, beef versus pig, pork. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they fried it all in lard, and then people were like, "Well, you can't fry stuff in lard. Stop that." So then and there's this big deal. Everyone was saying, you know, like it's so unhealthy, it's gonna kill you. McDonald's, you need to stop. And so then they started doing it in like vegetable oil. Now they deep fry their fries or whatever in vegetable oil. And then years later, they find out, oh, you know what? The lard is way better for you. The vegetable oil isn't good for you. And sorry, you know, McDonald's just still does it with vegetable oil because I think it's cheaper, maybe. Maybe not, though. I don't know. But it's just like, oh, well, too late. You know, and we're not reversing that. I mean, also, there's no big outcry this time, so we'll just keep it how it is. We're not gonna mess with what works. It's just kind of funny, like, we were wrong, and now we're just not going to correct it. So, and I mean, I don't blame McDonald's because it's kind of, which is a strange thing to say in most situations, but I don't really blame them because what are you gonna do? I mean, you know, you were the guys who were complaining about this. This is what you wanted. Be careful what you wish for. You know, not our faults. We didn't want to switch. It's all you guys. I don't think it's been enough time for Mick. I like these topics a lot more than last time. It's hard for anyone to disagree about McDonald's, right? Or just basic topics like that. No one's there's no big die-hard McDonald's fans who they're gonna be like, oh, you can't, or big you know, vegetable oil fans who are gonna crucify me because I'm talking shit about vegetable oil, you know. Although I guess I might be surprised. I guess it's possible. I guess we'll see. That is nice, just getting $50, just boom. That'd be actually, that'd be interesting in real life if you just, you know, you'd done all your work for the day ahead of time, except for like one little thing. So you come into work, collect your $50, and leave. Not so bad. Okay, this is getting into the red zone, I think. No, I think this is the last yellow one. This guy shouldn't be too hard. Don't know about the second guy. And he's got a lot of health though, but now I'm getting a lot of health too. Dude, this damage. One round again. I barely lost anything too. I am loving this. Mr. Black Suit. Okay. He's gonna lose pretty hard, I think. Yeah, yeah, one round again. And I didn't even lose half my health against those two guys. And I got all this stuff. That is nice. Am I? I think I'm at the point where I'm going into the red. Yes. Hardcore fights. Okay. Maybe I should do that fist thing real quick. Oh, I need to sleep. I'll do that first. Oh, I've got a lot of cash, though. I'm safe in my house. I don't think anyone can mug me in here. But after this, I think I might go buy just a bunch of food to get rid of this money. I guess I could also go look at the gym equipment. But apparently I heard somewhere that it isn't as good as just going to the gym. So it's not worth spending your money on. But at the same time, what else am I going to spend it on? Oh, stop sleeping. Because, like, really, what else do I use it on? Other than food. So that's what I'm going to do first. And I didn't get mugged. Nice. I feel like I'm living in New York or somewhere. I just cross my fingers every time I even get on the bus. Just to make it to somewhere successfully. Yes! Didn't get mugged. Have I mentioned yet that I do not like big cities in any way? I think it's they're pretty terrible for the most part. I'm sure there are some cities that are nice, but I don't think anyone's going to disagree with me when I say most are not. And I would not like to live there. So there's that. I'm just throwing that out there. That I mean, getting mugged every day is not fun, and I don't see why people keep living where they do. Where to now? Right, I was going to check out that thing. This thing. The Dark Fist, or whatever it's called. Go to the bridge, take the bus. And this time I should be able to beat this guy pretty easily. He's got some perks though, but whatever. There, oh, see those hits. Yeah. He's gonna lose. Oh, I've also got to beat those turtles. I hadn't done that yet. Oh, I'm low on energy. Oh, although when the round ends, you get more energy. So this should work out. Yeah. Cool. Stamina gives you more energy too, doesn't it? So it's good that I'm leveling that up. can't keep this laser at home. Wait, I need to return it to dock. So is that where I need to go? I guess not. Is it? I have to go back to that thing. Oh. Laser is cat. No laser. Dead cat. Oh, give the laser back or your cat will die. Oh, they took my cat. You know, I really don't care. Like in the least. Like you can keep the cat. Honestly, you want to see your cat alive? I don't mind either way. Yeah, no, exactly. The cat. I'm so happy. Yeah, I don't. Whatever, man. Never find a better one. Oh, come on. So they don't even give me the choice. I really don't care. The game has done nothing to make me care for this cat. It might as well be a stray for all I care. Whatever, you know. Also, did this guy just happen to decide to meet on the roof, not knowing that the laser was just there already? Like he could have just taken it. I think I can beat this guy. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. That was actually even easier than the guy before. This Dark Fist thing is going pretty well. Oh. This is dumb. What? Don't look at me like that, cat. You know I don't care. Bye. Now they've they didn't do anything. Your cat just fell off. It's not their fault. I don't understand. I mean the cat killed itself, it looked like. Oh, cool, a discount. Oh, I don't get a discount now. I just wanted the discount. Although I don't know if I'll use one of those again. Although they're pretty useful, I guess. Getting the strength up to 15 just temporarily, that's not bad. I think I'm actually going to end it there. So I will see you guys next time.